So you can stay. Okay. While I don't have the benefit of the extra decades, I do know what it's like to wake up and find yourself in a body that doesn't function the way it ought to, and to suddenly inherit a brain that, you know, was perfectly good just a few days ago and now can't follow a thought process to completion. I was 24 when I was hit by a drunk driver. At 11 o'clock in the morning, this bloke was as fully loaded as a telecom van that he smacked me with. And I was brain injured to the point where the doctors said that if I wasn't dead before I was 30, I'd be brain dead. After 18 months of trying every traditional medical test known to man and getting worse rather than better, I decided to take my power back and start investigating alternative holistic modalities, starting with specialised kinesiology. And that taught me about brain function and how to reprogram the neurological pathways in my brain to bypass the brain damage and to access different parts of my brain. See, the problem was every time I was any kind of stressed, the soft tissue back here would swell and it would stop the blood from getting to my brain. And so I'd black out, and sometimes this would happen 3 or 4 times a day. And of course, the less blood and the less oxygen going to your brain, the more of a challenge it is. You know, you can't think, you can't remember. There's these big holes in your brain all of a sudden. I couldn't remember. And I couldn't think. Do you know how that feels? Does anybody here know that, how to not be able to complete a thought process or remember something? Yeah, man, it truly sucks. You know, 2/3 of people experience this as a result of aging. You know, you get up past 60 and your memory, your concentration, your clarity of thought, your focus, your judgment, they all start going down the gurgler. And neurological problems like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and strokes all start rearing their ugly heads. But what can you do? Well, actually quite a lot if you make up your mind to do it. You know, 2/3 of people allow their brains to age, but the other third, nah. Their brains just keep on functioning no problem at all. And I reckon, in large part, it could be because they were like me and that's too stubborn to allow their brain to die. They just decided that they were going to keep themselves functioning. This was my frontal lobe scan. I don't know if you can see that. These black spaces, they're the gaps that happened when the blood and the oxygen wasn't getting to my brain. And the orange parts, a frenetic mental activity, because what would happen is I was following a thought process, I'd hit one of these black lines which appeared to me like this big wall, and I'd have to back up and find new thoughts and think my way around it. It was a challenge that was absolutely immense and always ongoing. And I was very motivated to move past it. And so I continued studying different modalities. And with everything I learned, I got stronger and I got clearer and I became more and more empowered and I got hooked. I never stopped learning, and that's why, as Connie was saying, I'm now certified in more than a dozen different holistic health modalities. And instead of weaving baskets at age 30, which was what the court-appointed psychiatrist suggests that I do in order to continue being a functioning member of society, I had actually conceived of and co-created Australia's first independent third-party support organisation. I was advisor to state and federal government. I had shown the government how to save billions of dollars in their end-user computing costs. I had created an entirely new series of revolutionary traineeship schemes that introduced thousands of people into jobs that simply weren't there before. And I was the first individual ever to be nominated for an Excellence Award in Industry Development. And what helped me achieve these things was in large part the tools and the skills that I learned while I was researching how to make myself better. And they were hidden. They were all squirreled away in these far-out esoteric modalities that nobody, unless they had a whole lot of money and a whole lot of time and nothing else to do, which was the position I was in, could ever possibly find. I learned how to read faces with 98% accuracy. I learned how to clear deep-level emotional trauma without any kind of pain or drama. I learned how to clear stress in minutes. I learned how to relax instantly. I learned how to manipulate time. Amazing stuff that nobody knew about. Well, I thought that sucked, so I nicked all of the best ones. And this is what I travel the world teaching to everybody from corporate executives to kindergarten. Because let's face it, if these tools helped me overcome my challenges, imagine what they could do for you, eh? And if you don't have any problems with your brain, well, awesome. Think about what they could do for you. A gentleman friend is using his new brain power to experiment with a new kind of Viagra that you sprinkle in your tea. Hasn't done much for his sex life, but it has kept his biscuit from going soft. Nowhere near. Only just got that one.